Boxing Blogger coming right back at ya. This is my prediction video for the up and coming fight between Andre the Matrix Dirrell and James Chunky Degale coming up this weekend in America. Where my thoughts is, first of all, I'm a big UK boxing fan. I'm a big fan of James Degale. Followed his career right from when he won the gold in the 2008 Olympics at the middleweight division, all the way from when he signed pro with Frank Warren. He looked absolutely different class when he destroyed Paul Smith for the British title inside 9 or 10 fights. Then he had a big fight with George Groves that he lost. But to me, I see he was wearing George Groves down in the first end. By the end of the fight, it could have gone either way. I can see why George won the fight, but I also felt that James Degale won the fight on the night. I think he just got a bit too much caught up in the hype and thought Ginger Kid, as he says, would lose his temper and trade with him, but he kept really disciplined, and he had to wait until the end rounds before he could start catching him when he slowed down. I think that frustrated him, and I don't think that was in his game plan. But saying that, he obviously won a European title abroad, but then Frank Warren's contract with Sky ended, and he was in no man's land. Then he went to Mick Hennessy. Then his career stagnated for a little while, even though he was getting himself in a good ranking position with the IBF and the WBC at the time, which he was ranked quite. I think it was the WBC actually, because where he was meant to fight Paraban and stuff like that, but stuff never happened at that time, and he had to wait to go over to Matchroom. Since he's been over to Matchroom, he's had some, I think, Gonzalez and the Paraban victory. Brilliant victories. He's looking sharp as ever. He's right in there with the IBF strap now. Should have been fighting Cole Froch. Cole the Cobra. Cole the Coward. Cobra Froch, if you want to call it, if you will. Ducked the fuck out of James Degale. Pulled a worse card than the same card that he liked to say about Joe Calzaghe years ago. At least he's actually not retired, and he hasn't moved for that weight class, because Cole Froch ain't looking to fight no light middleweights or anything like light heavyweights or anything like that. So enough of the Cole Froch situation. But James Degale finds himself in a vacant title shot with Andre Dirrell, which to me is a super fight. It's the better Dirrell brother. Easily better than Anthony Dirrell. But me personally, I see this fight being James Degale's fight to win quite comfortably. Andre Dirrell, wow, when I first see him, he was like the Matrix. He beat Cole Froch in Nottingham, in my opinion. He did everything that night. He moved. Cole Froch couldn't catch him even late in the fight. He was trying to get him, but he was throwing flurries, and Andre was just out the way, and all the clean shots and crisp boxing was coming from Andre Dirrell. I thought it was quite a comfortable win. I think I had it like 8 rounds to 4, 9 to 3 when I did my breakdown shit of it years ago. It was a big victory that he got robbed. Hometown fight. I can see why and how maybe the judges got it like that, but you know. From that point, though, after the Abraham fight, obviously a lot of inconsistency with Andre Dirrell, and a lot of a cloud of the unknown surrounding his head injury and all that sort of stuff. I just don't understand the situation with him. Since he come back, he's looking alright, looking nice and sharp. He's got them tools still, but I don't feel he's progressed as a fighter. I don't feel like that young, great talent that was Andre Dirrell, like the other half of the Andre Ward kind of talent, the two young fighters that entered the Super Six. I don't think he's progressed as a fighter. In fact, I think he's probably worse as a fighter. I don't think he's going to have the endurance and the 12-round preparation, or he's not going to have the experience and just the fact of the experience of having them 12 tough caliber rounds that James Degale's been putting in all these years, even though his career stagnated, that he's going to need when he fights James Degale. Because They're both southpaws, first of all. They're both going to be sharp as hell when they're letting their punches go on boxing perspective. But I believe that James Degale, his awkwardness and the way that he can hook, loop his shots, uppercuts, even if Dirrell tries to back him up, Degale will be awkward and hard to hit himself. But Dirrell's movement's not as good as it once was. And I believe that this fight's going to be a fight where James Degale pushes Andre Dirrell back consistently. The reason why I pick James Degale as a big favourite, no matter where it is, I know he can get robbed in America, but the reason why I believe he's going to be a big favourite is that he will be the one that pushes Dirrell back constantly, and I don't think Dirrell's had the years of preparation to be able to deal with what James Degale is going to bring to him. James Degale is going to have the desire and will, and he's shown it, the tenacity to bite down in his gum shield, bring all that awkwardness, loop in power shots, and just come at you consistently. He'll just put it on Andre Dirrell for 12 rounds and grind out a 12-round decision. That's my opinion, and I think as the fight goes on, Dirrell's going to get warier and warier. His legs are going to get weary, and he's going to just fade and crumble, and maybe even quit if James Degale starts fast and he doesn't have a couple of early chess match type rounds, and he just gets straight in there, putting Dirrell on the back foot and grinding into a halt. So I believe it's a straight up grind, 12-round unanimous decision, and depending on how sharp and fast and accurate and good James Degale comes into that ring and how quick he gets off the mark, I believe he could stop Andre Dirrell between 9 and 12 rounds. Maybe Dirrell quits on his stall somewhere around the 10th. I see that. UK Boxing Blogger's prediction. I just can't see it any other way, so I'm not going to bother explaining the ways that I think Dirrell can win, because I just don't see it happening. That's UK Boxing Blogger out. Peace.